Good evening. My name is Sir Toralba, and let us begin with by discussing what was the last what do you call this points that we discussed. It was all about the Earth and how it is our planet, and and how we love the Earth. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Uh, Now I will show you. Oh no! Before we start, tell me a little bit about your favorite planet.
My favorite planet is the Earth, of course, because I live on it. So that's all, sir.
Oh, what was that again? I didn't hear you.
Hello, bakit?
Na choppy kasi.
Shopee. Earth, sir. My favorite planet is the Earth
Because because
because I live on Earth.
because you live on Earth. Okay. Okay, let me show you
Yes,
a little video for a while. Start now. You can see my screen.
yes, sir.
Okay, wait for a bit. Watch this video. Okay.
You put all of the planets, moons, asteroids, comets, and everything else in the solar system together, they would make up less than 1/4% of it. The Sun is so big that it's more than 100 times wider than the Earth, and if it were a giant jar, you could fit more than 1 million Earths into it. More than that, the Sun is what holds the solar system together. Its massive gravity is what keeps the Earth and all the other planets circling around it instead of drifting off into space.
Now, without the sun, obviously we'd all drift off because of how gravity works. Everything revolves around the sun, so the sun is central to our survival. Plus, a little fun fact: the sun uh, regularly, daily, cleanses the earth of keeps the what do you call this population of microbes and viruses down because of UV. UV light is used to what do you call this disinfect the planet Earth is disinfected by the sun every day. Without the sun, we would all die from disease.
The sun is also what allows us to live on Earth. Without the sun, there would be no heat. There would be no light. Plants could not grow. Mercury is a lot like our moon. It's small and has a rocky surface with craters on it. It has no moon of its own and no air to breathe. You probably wouldn't enjoy a visit to Mercury, since temperatures are boiling hot in the sun and freezing cold in the shade. Something interesting about Mercury is that it is the fastest planet to go around the sun. It only takes 88 days. Next is Venus, the second planet. Some people call Venus Earth's sister because the two planets are very close in size and gravity, but they are very different on the surface. First of all, it is very hot. Venus is the hottest planet in the solar system. It's not as close to the sun as Mercury, but its thick atmosphere of carbon dioxide helps it to trap the heat and stay warmer than its neighbor. It has a thick atmosphere, but it is not one you could breathe. It is mostly made of carbon dioxide, and there are clouds of sulfuric acid. Venus might not be fun to visit, but it is beautiful to look at. It is the second brightest object in the night sky. The only thing brighter is the moon. If you are looking at a sunrise or a sunset and suddenly notice what looks like a very bright star, you are probably looking at Venus. After Venus comes Earth, the third planet from the sun. Of course, you know all about Earth because that's the planet where we live. Earth is what's called a Goldilocks planet because it's not too hot and not too cold. It is just right. As
A little fun fact: each and every solar system may or may not have the Goldilocks zone. The Goldilocks zone is when a planet is not too near or too far from the sun. So yeah, that's
As
about
far as we know, Earth is the only planet to have living things. Let's leave Earth again for a moment, though, and visit Mars, the fourth planet from the Sun. Mars is known as the red planet because iron oxide, a material like rust, in the soil gives it a reddish color. Mars is smaller than Venus and the Earth, but larger than Mercury. It is cold and rocky, with a thin atmosphere made of carbon dioxide and oxygen. There is water ice on Mars. Scientists are very interested in Mars because they think that people could live there with the help of some special equipment. Rockets and probes have already been sent there to gain more information about the planet. Right now, there are two special robots exploring the surface of Mars. Two, although they are not big and round like our moon. Mars's moons are small and irregular. Scientists think they may be captured asteroids. Maybe they came from the big called this because it is really big and made mostly of gases. Jupiter is so big that you would have to place 11 Earths end to end just to stretch across its middle. Jupiter is also the third brightest object in the night sky. Only Venus and the Moon are brighter. You can usually find Jupiter higher in the sky than Venus, since Jupiter is away from the Sun and not towards it. Jupiter has at least 67 moons that circle around it, but 55 of them are very small, only about as big as a mountain or smaller. Some of its moons are very large, and at least 2 of them are about the same size as the planet Mercury. One of its moons is the largest moon in the solar system. Some of these large moons can be seen from Earth in your backyard with a telescope. People cannot land on Jupiter, much stronger than even, and it has been going on, is famous for its beautiful rings. Although they look solid from a distance, the rings are actually made from many, many small ice particles, as well as rocks and dust. Saturn also has more than 60 moons orbiting around it. That means that if you could find a bathtub large enough to put Saturn in, it would float instead of sink. Saturn is the 7th planet from the Sun. Uranus is another gas giant, but it is much smaller than Saturn and Jupiter. Unlike any other planet in the solar system, it is tilted so much that it actually spins sideways. Uranus has rings around it, although they are much smaller than Saturn's, and 27 known moons. Uranus is covered in blue clouds. Neptune is another gas giant, and like Uranus, it has methane in its atmosphere, so it also looks blue. Neptune is a darker blue than Uranus, and scientists aren't sure why. Neptune has a few thin rings and 14 moons that we know about. Because Neptune is so far out in space, it takes it a very, very long time to go around the Sun. Remember Mercury, that only takes 88 days to go once around the Sun? Poor Neptune takes over 164 years to finish an orbit around the Sun. The last time that Neptune was in the same place it is now was before the American Civil War, before computers, phones, airplanes, or cars had been invented. Pluto. Pluto was discovered in 1930.
Let's stop there lang muna because Pluto is not considered a planet at the moment. Go. So, what did we learn? Did we get anything from it?
Yes, sir.
I would like for you to create a presentation with what you learned.
Okay. Wait, wait, sir.
give you ample time. Don't worry.
Sir, our file is corrupted, sir. Listen, sir.
Hala. Ngani na lang. Just tell me what you've learned from the video, so at
Oh,
least
okay, sir.
I can. Uh,
So what I learned from the video is that Uranus spins sideways,
mm-hmm.
unlike other planets,
Mm-hmm.
and that's really interesting for me because I thought Uranus was just like other planets.
Mm-hmm.
So that's it, sir.
Okay, yes, Uranus is tilted and it takes it 165 years for it to revolve around the sun because the farther a planet is, the slower it will revolve around the sun due to how gravity works. So, yeah. And okay, so let's have a short. Let me ask you a few questions. What planet is inside what we call the Goldilocks zone?
Earth,
Mm. Now, what planet has a darkish blue color? That we
Turkish blue. Earth, Japan, sir. Wait,
dele
isa to
bag-ura tong nag-tilt.
Uranus.
Ah, now you got it. What planet spins around the sun the fastest?
Hmm. Dito katong 88 days.
Yes, katong 88 days. Sa man to?
Mercury,
Ah, very good, very good. Good on you. You learned. What is the hottest planet? I'll give you a hint.
the sun.
A Roman goddess. No, the sun is not a planet. It's
Ay,
a
di
star.
Oh, yeah, oh, sorry. Kuan, Venus.
Very good. So, since you cannot present anything, let's just move on to. Oh wait a minute. I have a problem. Okay, Miss Quinley, I would like for you to. I will attach something on our G class, and I would like for you to send it to me later. Don't worry about the details. I will post it on the classroom G class. Now let's have a short
Okay, sir.
quiz. Let's have a short quiz. Let me just go look for my notes. Okay, for number one, are you right? Do you have a piece of paper ready? Ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let's go with number one. What is the center of the solar system? You have to write it down lang. You don't have to tell me. Send me a picture later
Okay,
on
sir.
our GC. Are you done with number one?
Yes, sir.
Number two. What is the blue planet? Tell me if you're done.
Done.
What is the red planet? It's number three. Very good.
Done.
Okay. What is the first planet? It's number four.
Done.
Okay. Number five. What is the hottest planet?
Done.
And number six. What is the biggest planet? Number seven. It
Done.
is true, true or false, with explanation. Is Pluto a planet? Uh,
Done, sir.
okay. And for number eight, what planet has rings that are made out of ice particles?
Done, sir.
Okay, for number nine, what planet has one moon? Okay, for last number 10, what is the name of our planet? That's bonus since it's super easy.
Done.
Okay, we're almost done here. Wait for a moment. No, I have one more other than the task that I'm going to send you in the G class. I would like to have give you an assignment, which would be write down the kinds of stars. There are many kinds of stars. For example, our sun is a dwarf star. Did you get that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. That is all the time that we have today. Goodbye, class.
Goodbye,
You may now
sir.
leave the G